Aloha. It's your favorite from questionable character, Aloha Mr. Hand, bringing you a brand new edition of Collector's Corner. This is, of course, brought to you by our friends at From the 108, from the Tainted Glove podcast, and, of course, my favorite, Jack Daniels. So, without further ado, figured I'd just get into some of the memorabilia I have. As you know, I started last year during lockdowns and everything else, trying to catalog all the stuff that I had, not realizing how much I had. So some of this stuff is old, some of this stuff is new, and I did have a request, so I'm going to try and honor that too. And let me start with the request. So someone asked me if I had any Mets related stuff, and I do have a couple of things. The first is this. This is a Hunt Auctions or Historic Autographs lineup card uh, that was out in 2017. So you see it as a quad card. There's four, and the premise of it is historic historic teams, players autographs in these. There's four autographs in it, and this is a 10 of 10. Hopefully you can see that, and it is for the 1986 New York Mets. So in here we have. Let me on here. You can see on the back some very good teams. I'm just from what I'm seeing off to the side. There is the 55 Brooklyn Dodgers, the 59 White Sox, uh, the 72 Oakland A's, the Big Red Machine in 75, the 82 Brewers. Uh, you know, a lot of dominant teams. The 96 Yankees, the Red Sox in '04, and that last team, who gives a shit? So that's one item that I have, and as part of it, you also get these nice, this nice Beckett certificate of authenticity for it. Let me put that up there, saying that this is signed and graded and everything else. So that comes with it. That's the first item that I had that was Mets related. The second and third items I have are in regards to a particular Mets player who also happened to play for the White Sox. The first one is, these are both first day cover uh, envelopes. The first one is celebrating his 15th opening day start, and that would be for Tom Seaver in the White Sox 1980s White Sox uniform. JSA graded, or JSA authenticated, I should say, not graded. But as you can see, it's Tom Seaver right there. Get that up there. The second is celebrating the 1992 Hall of Fame induction of Mr. Tom Seaver. You can see his autograph on there. JSA authenticated as well on this guy, too. So hopefully that gives you a little taste of the Met stuff I have. I also do have a couple other items that are buried, and I just didn't feel like digging them out. For a former Mets player who was also a Cardinals player who appeared on the greatest TV show ever made, Seinfeld. I'm sure you can figure out who that is. And I will try and get those in a later episode once I get them unburied. There's something really cool that was done specific to his appearance on Seinfeld. So I'll leave it at that for now. Next thing, those of you who follow my Twitter probably saw that I was playing golf last week in Florida with my all-time favorite player, one Johnny Bench, and I picked up this bat from the outing. It is a limited edition Cooperstown bat. Uh, for PGA National Champions course, that's what we played. And by the way, for those of you who know, Pard the Bear Trap. That's right, Pard 15, 16, and 17. That's going on my tombstone that I parred the bear trap. I was part of a team that parred the bear trap, but that's going on my tombstone, parred the bear trap. And you can see it's also a one. Let me see if I can turn this right. Oh, the number 1 of 5. It's a limited edition of 5 bats. I got number 1 of 5 signed by Bench with his Hall of Fame induction year on there as well. The dates of the outing. It was a great time that was had by all. Had a blast there. What can I say? Parred the bear trap. So that's something you're going to hear a lot about because that's something I'm extremely, extremely, extremely proud of. And like I said, it'll probably go on my tombstone that I parred the bear trap. Let's see, what else have we got here? Something else from that golf outing I picked up as an auction item. It's for a different golf outing, but it is a golf flag for the Johnny Bench 1992 Hall of Fame golf outing. It's autographed by Johnny Bench. So I picked this guy up. My plan is to have this authenticated and then frame it. I think it'll look cool in a frame on the wall. That's just me. So we have that. Moving on, I also pulled some baseballs with one person who just recently announced his retirement. That is a Buster Posey autograph baseball. PSA certified, Buster Posey. Questions about whether or not he is a Hall of Famer. It's a tough one. I think with all the winning the Giants did with him there, I think he may have a great shot at it. It's a tough one, to be honest with you. I could go either way with this argument with him, but he retired, so I figured I'd pull that out and show everybody. The next one is, without a doubt, the greatest current living player. That's right, Mr. Willie Mays. That is a Willie Mays autograph baseball. I met him in Rosemont 7-8 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, where I got him to autograph it. He was starting to slip a little bit, but he was still signing. As you can see, he turned it this way. PSA certified again for this ball. Like I said, the greatest living player. How much longer, I don't know. Hopefully he's with us for a long time, but from some of the stories I'm hearing, he's not doing well. So God bless you, Willie Mays. Next is another. I'll go with this one. Another currently a living legend, somewhat recently retired, a former White Sox player, along with a former Cincinnati Red and Seattle Mariner. That is, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. I have not had the opportunity to take this to get it PSA'd yet. My plan is to do that in Rosemont in a couple weeks at the show, at the Sports Collectors Show, November, was it 19, 20, and 21st, or is it 20, 21st, 22nd? Whatever it is, that weekend. The weekend before Thanksgiving. My plan is to get this authenticated then. So that's a Ken Griffey Jr. ball. Who also now, Ken Griffey Jr. sits on the board of directors of the Hall of Fame and is now a minority owner of the Seattle Mariners. Jr. doing good for himself. The next one, talk about the greatest of all time. This one, without question, is the greatest single announcer in baseball history. That is a Vin Scully autograph baseball. As you can see, JSA certified. Greatest announcer all time. Did games by himself. Started broadcasting with the Dodgers when they were still in Brooklyn and just retired a couple of years ago. That's a stretch I don't think we'll ever see again, but that's Vin Scully. Next I got the greatest hitter who ever lived, Mr. Ted Williams. It's a Ted Williams autograph baseball. JSA authenticated. Again, greatest hitter who ever lived. I know some people have had issues with him when he did signings when he was alive, saying he was a little grumpy and everything else, but hey, you know what? You're a war hero. You're the greatest hitter who ever lived. You're a Hall of Fame fisherman too, by the way. And also and a failed manager. But you can be a little grumpy if you want to be. The next one is one of the greatest legends in baseball history. A Mickey Mantle autographed baseball. Again, JSA certified, Mickey Mantle. Uh, this one, the Mantle autograph and the Williams and the DiMaggio, you really, really need to be careful of. If you're looking to buy one, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you go and make sure it is authenticated by PSA or by JSA, James Spence Authentication, because there's so many forgeries out there. That also applies to Michael Jordan too, by the way. There's so many forgeries out there that you got to be careful if you're looking to make that investment, because you'd hate to throw that kind of money around and find out it's a fake because it becomes worth absolutely nothing. So that's all I got for today. I will be taping an episode of the Tainted Glove podcast in a little while with my partner in crime, K-Fids. I'm sure we'll be talking about the qualifying offers that were made and not made, and a special announcement regarding some big news on the front. So we'll hope to see you then. Thanks a lot, everybody. Talk to you later. Have a good day, and aloha.